welcome to another episode on the Minerockin SMP. So, last time round we went and built this little nether portal building and started clearing out our Nether-hub. Now, we are going to go back over and do the Nether-hub today. But, at the end of last week's episode, you saw this monstrosity. This is going to be my main build. Oh, no, didn't make it. Never mind. Yeah, this is going to be the main build of the season. As you can see, I've gone full guru on it. So it's a small little build. We're going to have a nice big entrance here. The styling is going to be similar to what we've got over on the lighthouse. So we have a nice big entrance here, some statues. There might be some more statues on the wall sections just here. We are going to have some temples in here. There's going to be a huge shop at this back curved section. And then there's going to be lots of little buildings and then dotted around here and some gardens. And we're going to make it a big desert oasis city. So that's the plan for this area. Now for today, I'm going to need to get some resources for our Nether-hub, and there are a couple of key farms that I'm going to need to make in order to do this. The first one I've already built. This is the single most complicated farm known to man. This is the greatest concrete machine known. It's a really simple design. You run to one end, you chuck all your concrete in, you get the other end, you break it all down. It's really simple, but it's really effective for making concrete seeds. We can't use TNT to make proper concrete machines. This is, you know, bang for your buck, probably the best concrete maker that there is. The other thing I'm going to need some mud and I'm going to need some clay. Now, as part of this build, I'm also going to need a huge number of bricks. So rather than me just go raid the rivers, which is what I have been doing and nicking all the clay, what we're going to do is we are going to make ourselves a little automatic clay machine over here. The reason I put all this right in is so I can actually now start getting some farms in underneath the build, because my base, although it's going to be nice and large over the top, a lot of the sort of the littler farms, the working stuff is now going to go underneath this. So yeah, I'm going to go and get all the bits I need to make my clay farm, which means I'm going to need some pointed dripstone and some just building blocks and a little bit of redstone stuff, but hopefully I've got enough of the redstone stuff. So I'm going to go and get all of that, and we're going to make ourselves a nice little mud and clay machine somewhere in this area here, and I'll come back and I'll show you how I'm building it and I'll show you how it works, because I think it's a real nice little cool simple little machine that most of you will want to have somewhere or another. Right then, so we've been busy. We have my clay machine. So the way that this works, we have a water bottle filler, which is just up here. That then fills up water bottles and sticks them in this dispenser. This dispenser, when I place a block here, block dirt, the piston pushes it forward. This triggers and dispenses a bottle of water. This then fires this dispenser, which fills another water bottle up, which then goes through here. The empty water bottles get pulled through these hoppers into the back here, and this redstone here fires those water bottles all the way back round, refilling the dispenser full of empty water bottles. So I can basically stand here and just pump dirt blocks into here. And this will just move all of those dirt blocks down there, as you can see, until we get to the end. At which point it pushes them all forward and we can repeat the cycle, so it just fills up all the way until all of these pistons here have fully pushed all of the blocks that way. This little trigger here, it's a really cool little simple system. Basically, if you were to have your observer facing this run of blocks, what would happen is it would detect the pistons moving, so you would need a repeater lock built in over here. This wall, the second the block goes there, that wall changes so that it attaches to that block. So that changes the wall. The observer reads that that has changed, so fires the pistons. By the time that the block has moved out, the wall has already changed back to this state here. The observer doesn't fire a second time. So literally, you feed a block, the wall changes before the pistons retract because the block's already gone. Therefore, you don't end up with double firing pistons. So it's a really clever way of having this sort of piston firing mechanic kicking in without having to have that repeater lock system that you would normally have. So that's one of the main bits, and it makes the farm a lot smaller, makes it a lot cheaper. You haven't got to worry about repeater timings and stuff like that. And this is quite handy because all I need to do, if I want mud, I can now go in with a shovel and I can just knock out all of the mud. Some of it is gonna change to clay, but that's quite all right because I need clay by the bucket load as well, especially some for a little bit for the Nether-hub that we're going to be doing in a moment, but also for the bricks and everything else that I'm going to need for this build. So I don't mind if they turn to clay. And obviously you can just leave the mud there, and because of all of the dripstone that's underneath here, all of that mud will turn to clay over a little bit of time, and then I can just harvest all of the clay when I don't need mud. So if I do need mud, as soon as I've sort of filled this up, I can just go in and rip it all out to get lots of mud and a little bit of clay. Or if I want clay, I can just let it sit here for 5 minutes, wait for it to all turn into clay blocks, and then come in and either get bricks out of it by using a non-silk touch shovel or get actual clay blocks if I need those as well. So that's that farm. So that's the second farm that's going on in here with our wondrous concrete maker. We've also been a bit busy over in the village. We have another build. So we have my smelter, we have my portal, we've got my shops in the market, we've got my farm over here for drop storage, we have the wood storage, we've got the stone storage, but I didn't have any actual real storage for, you know, important bits and bits that don't fit into any of these builds quite easily. So here we have my little house. Now we have a head pack on the server, so I have adorned this with all of the heads that I have so far collected. The Wandering Trader sells player heads as well. Now, unfortunately, I think Sunflower and Wraith are the only two heads that I don't have. So my heads are adorning the last two spots here. Inside, downstairs, not been sorted yet. Upstairs, going to have a little bit of an enchantment station because I don't actually have one set up anywhere. And we have my bedroom where I'm going to have the rest of my storage. So this is going to be where I keep all of my armor, my weapons, my tools. We're going to have job blocks. We'll have some more redstone bits. We've got all of my metals. We've got explodey stuff. We've got lighting gear. We're going to have some glass and some nether bits. So yeah, we're going to store all of our stuff up here, and I think down here will just be a lot more storage. So this will be sort of the storage for the bits that don't obviously fill the rest of the builds, but it fits in that gap quite nicely. Once I've done with the Nether-hub, I'm going to come in here. I think we'll probably get one more build in here. I think that might be a slightly taller, thinner build, so a bit more of a tower build. Not entirely certain what we're going to put in that tower just yet, but a build in around here, and then we need to sort of do the rest of the landscaping, get some paths in. We've started, but you know, we've got just a few little paths in here, whereas I want to get the rest of it all set up so that it doesn't just look like a collection of buildings. It's more of an actual village. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I am going to jump back over here, get a little bit more mud done, get a little bit more clay done, and then we are going to head over to the Nether-hub and at least get the floor in, I believe, because it's currently just you know, sandstone slabs. So once I've got all of the stuff that I need to get the floor in, we're going to head over there and actually get the floor in. So we shall see you over there in a moment. So guys, we have good news and bad news. The good news is that I got the floor in. So this was the plan that I had. We were basically, we're going to have 4 different monuments going out of here. So there was a desert temple heading to the south. We were going to have a witch hut heading to the west, an igloo heading north, and a guardian temple heading to the east, yeah, east, that way. And so I'd done the floors to match. So we've got a desert, we've got a swamp. Swamp's quite difficult because we can't put water in, so we're going to do a mangrove swamp. We had an Arctic biome and a seafloor. And my plan, now I've done this previously, I did this on BMC, but my plan was to build the floor, cover it in glass. It means that, you know, a floor's not spawnable, which is nice. Glass is a non-spawnable block. And you can put some decent detail on here, as you can see. And then certain blocks I can knock through. So for the mangrove roots example, I can have the mangrove roots built up, and I can then cover the tops of those with moss carpet and stuff like that. I can have cactuses growing up, and I can put some detail underneath. The problem is, Minecraft is Minecraft, and or more likely, Bedrock be bug rock, and they've broke it. So it was always the case that, there we go, mobs can spawn on glass now, apparently. I have no idea when that happened. Now, I understand that 1 high mobs could spawn, but look, these guys have spawned in a full block somehow. No idea how that works, but they've actually spawned inside the block. And 3 high mobs, so ghasts and large magma cubes, will spawn in this 1 high space in between and pop straight out the top. Now, my plan is to do this, but I can't do it anymore because the last thing you want in your building, in your Nether-hub, is gas spawning, blowing holes in everything. So I'm going to have to do something different, and that's really wound me up because now I'm going to have to either rip all of this out and do something completely different. How have you just teleported onto a glass block? The other option, and I don't even know if this is going to fix it, but it's what I'm going to try because it's going to be quicker, is I need to now carpet this entire section. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop over to Sammy's, and we're going to buy ourselves some grey and some brown carpet and some yellow carpet and some green carpet and some more light blue carpet. And basically I'm going to fake a floor out of carpet. And hopefully that will block all of the spawns, but I don't know, because if they can still spawn in the space underneath and then force their way through, then that may not even fix it, and what I may have to do is rip all of this out and start again. So yeah, my next job is to go and buy some wool, turn it all to carpet, and see if that will help us. So yeah, I'm a bit miffed. I gotta do this all again. So let's start going that hole again. So here we are, we have added carpet. Now the issue is this still doesn't work. I'm not certain if I'm going to get any, but we've been dodging ghasts for the last day or so. So the carpet floor is going to have to go. I'm going to have to redo the entire floor, and I'm not looking forward to this. I really don't want to have to redo the entire floor. So what I think we're going to do, we will rip all of the carpet out. We shall level the floor directly below the glass. I think that's the only way we can really do it. And that's my next job. So this is going to be Nether floor number 3. Oh, look, bang on cue. Aghast. Okay, so we are now on floor version number 3. I've not seen anything spawn since I've done it, so I think I may have solved my issues. But we now have no air blocks between the glass and the floor. So in theory, nothing should be able to spawn in here. I don't know when they changed the spawning mechanics so the glass didn't block spawns, but it never used to. Well, it did used to, should I say, because I've used this floor in Nether-hubs previously, but this one doesn't work anymore, so we've had to go to this. It's a little bit flat. I would prefer it if we had a little bit more dimension to the floor. It also means that I can't decorate the floor as much because I can't put any twigs on it, or I can't put any grass on it or anything like that. And there's no depth to the swamp and stuff like that, so we'll have to build it up when we do the walls. But I've been here for far too long on this floor so far, so I'm going to call that there. Next time round we will get some walls done. We will get the ceiling done. I've also got to go and restock my shops because apparently people have been spending lots of diamonds. So apparently I'm a rich man now, so we are going to double check that. But in the meantime, I shall say goodbye and we shall see you on the next time. Bye!